Hey guys, I'm live. Wait, let me make sure my volume's up. Okay, it is. Believe it or not, as many times as I've done lives, I am never the one manning it. So this isn't my first time manning this. Technically, I've done it before, but it's been like 3 years. So I'm going to say that doesn't count. Let me go to the live itself, make sure it's working. Oh, it is, but you can see, okay, let me see. You can see me right here, and I thought I fixed that, but apparently StreamYard has its own feelings. Oh, see, there we go. I'm actually doing this by myself. Just going to wait a few minutes. I told my friend I would send her the link once I started. So let me go do that real quick. The quality is not great, but it is what it is. Hold on, let me respond real quick. I would have done this beforehand, but I forgot. Anyway, I'm just gonna let this go for a second. Hi. Thanks for coming. I'm still getting the kinks out for doing StreamYard on my own because this is harder than it looks. There's a lot going on, and the last time I did StreamYard myself, it was my disco ball has a giant dot on my head. Last time I did StreamYard, me and my friend were doing like little mini podcast episodes, and that was 3 or 4 years ago. And there's a lot of things that are changed on here, but it is what it is. I think I can start now because I wanted to do some journal chats and like talk about Hobonichi 2025 and stuff like that. Just things that I'm not necessarily wanting to do when I'm making my videos. Sorry, text message. But what I wanted to say was the criticism for Hobonichi 2025 is actually really interesting to me because I didn't think it was bad or anything. I didn't really understand the criticism Hobonichi 2025 got. Not to say that everything was like my style. Like I didn't purchase anything in particular for Hobonichi 2025 this year. I almost did because I went to this stationery shop here in, well, not in Houston, it's in Spring, Texas, and they had a whole bunch of Hobonichi stuff already, and I almost bought like a cover for my Midori, but I ended up not getting it just because it's not necessarily my aesthetic. Uh, Other than the ones with like the cats, I think that one's really cute, and I probably would buy it. But since I'm not purchasing Hobonichi, the planner itself, I was just like, what's the point of me getting this when I'm not going to use it? But I just didn't really understand a lot of the criticism behind it. But then again, like I said, some things were my aesthetic, other things were not. I do see how there was a lot of cutesy stuff this year, and I think a lot of people can go either or. They can be really cutesy with their planner stuff, or they can be like vintagey and like spooky. I know a lot of my aesthetic is kind of like spooky-ish, so I get it, but then I don't get it. So, but I didn't find anything that I particularly wanted. Let me go. I'm gonna pull up the layout. I'm gonna pull up some of the Hobonichi for 2025 lineup because I don't know. I kind of liked some of the things. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out what the name of the designer of the one I'm thinking of is because I genuinely can't remember. The bags were cute too. I would never use them, but I just thought they were so adorable. Where is it? It does not help. The Hobonichi site is kind of confusing. Let's see. Oh, I can't find it. There's so much stuff on their site. But whatever. It's the one where it looks like a painting. It looks like it's paintings and it's like cats reading and cats like mailing letters and stuff like that. I really like that one, but again, I don't think I would use it. Or maybe I'm just trying to see the brighter side of things. I just didn't understand a lot of the criticism it got. Where are the covers? Oh, here they are. I'm just obviously not paying attention. I also really like the like flying dog ears. I think that one was cute. Again, not something that I would personally use, but I did think they were cute. I did not like that brown color. It almost it reminds me of the poop emoji. Like the brown cover it had, it was not for me. Um, there was another one that I really liked. I always like the teal color, the like light bluish color. That one is still my favorite because I technically own one of them. But other than that, where is? Okay, I'm not gonna find the one I'm thinking of, but y'all seen the I almost said Melon Eclectic because it popped up. Y'all seen the little uh lineup, and I did like the cat one. Will I buy it? No. I'm still waiting on my Hobonichi to arrive. No, I don't remember what I put in my cart. See, listen, I'm kind of glad that the website kind of crashed because I probably would have bought it because it came in perfect time for me to like buy myself a little birthday gift. But I was just like, no, I cannot afford to, first of all, purchase this. And second of all, I did not finish my last Hobonichi. And I have this weird thing in my head where if I don't finish it, I don't want to buy another one. I just can't because I still have this one from, oops, it's not attached to here, from 2023. And this is just my favorite cover. They have yet to make a cover that I've loved more than this one. But this is my Hobonichi Techo that I had last year that I never finished. So I don't know. I just don't want to buy another one just because of that. I don't want it to sit on my shelf because they're expensive and they need to be used at least a little bit. Anyway, as for my journaling updates, you guys get a little sneak peek because I'm going to put this in my next journal vlog. But for my birthday, I decided to start a new journal, but like maybe not a journal, but like, well, it's a journal, but a mini diary. So I got this one. It's the Midori A6. I have been missing the A6 size forever. I'm still waiting. Oh my gosh, what happened? I only use them for work, luckily. I can't commit to personal use. I can't do it for personal use because first of all, I don't do anything. And then second of all, yeah, I don't do anything. That's what it is. Okay, I had to get on my phone. Thank you, Brittany, for commenting about my tech issues that I always have, because Xfinity is just awful Wi-Fi, but apparently my phone does better quality than my computer because I'm not a Wi-Fi, and this looks way better than my actual computer does. So you know what? I'm going to take that as a win. I also don't remember what I was talking about, but there's that. Okay, let me see if I can fix the layout so y'all don't have to see that I'm a product junkie. Which, I mean, I am, but you don't need to know that. I don't know if it's going to let me do it this time on my phone, but whatever. Let me see. Please hold for tech issues. Yes. Absolutely, because... Oh, and then the Wi-Fi comes back on. Of course it does. I'm not going to go back on my computer just because it's just not working for me. Anyway, you guys are going to have to see my horrible product problem right here because it won't let me cut it down. Anyway, I got the Midori A6. I've been dying to get my hands on this one, but it's always sold out for some reason. So I ended up just going ahead and purchasing this for my birthday because I don't like to do like the whole diary thing with my bigger A5s just because I feel like it's way too much and I never want to write that much. Like normally I just want to write maybe at most 10 lines. Maybe I want to write for like 10 minutes, if that, and then like that be it. But I can't do that on my A5. In my A5, I feel obligated to kind of write a bunch of stuff, which is why, and I just mess. Which is why like this size is just too big. Even when I do write in these, like I feel like when I write in these, I tend to not I don't know, I tend not to want to write. So a lot of times it'll be like song lyrics or random stuff. It's not really like journal entries. So I wanted a smaller one because I just have not been wanting to do A5s or B6s, nothing. And I have a billion of them, especially of these because I just go crazy with them. So there's that. And then recently I've been using my 3-ring binder to Commonplace. I actually think the front page is so cute. I got all these stickers from the book fest last year in DC, and I just have like a whole bunch of them. I have like Libraries of Maui. I love my library. I think this one's about LGBTQ books. This one says Lone Star Reader, and it's like a William Faulkner quote. And I've just been using this quite a bit for commonplacing. What I end up doing is on my everyday carry, I will like write down notes and just kind of jot whatever I want down. And then I'll transfer it to here. So this is like something I transferred right here. And I'm trying to remember who it was on here. I can't remember who I was watching, but she does Tumblr posts that she wants to remember, which I think is genius. I don't know why I ever thought about that for my commonplace. There are honestly so many little quotes and like antidotes that I want to save on Tumblr, and I just like them, and I does not end up working because I will completely forget about them. I will not go look at my likes. I will sometimes go a week and not get on Tumblr. So I've been really enjoying that. And then my everyday carry is kind of just for me to jot down wherever I go. So this is the one I take kind of everywhere with me. And I have this little insert from Dollar Tree. These are really nice. If you like fountain pens, I wouldn't use them. But honestly, for what they're worth, they're actually really nice. So I kind of call this my jotting journal because I will like draw and I'll jot down ideas. I will literally think of like sticker ideas I want. I'm not getting the light right. And all types of stuff. So, ooh, it's so bright. Maybe I should close my window. I have like a whole bunch of content ideas for you, Brittany, for when I helped you at Comic-Palooza. So I tend to like just sketch, write down, be like really quick about these, and then I'll transfer them over to my, I want to say it's an A5 as well. I get a lot of A5s, even though I don't like them. This cover is not that great anymore. I've had it for years, but I got it from Etsy if you want it. I don't remember the seller's name, but I'm pretty sure if you put in like clear cover, like clear traveler notebook covers, they pop up. Same thing with like this little, I don't know, what would you call this? Like, I don't know the name for it, but I can't think of it. I got this from Etsy as well. But I haven't really been commonplacing that much recently. I don't know why, but I think it's because my brain is so all over the place. I 9 times out of 10 will just write something down, like right then and there, and then forget about it, instead of going back and actually researching what I wanted to research. Because a lot of times I'll be out and about and I'll hear quotes, I'll like read poems or stuff like that, and instead of going and doing research, it just stays in my everyday carry. But whatever. So I haven't done a lot in my little Midori because I just got it. My birthday was the 8th, so I just recently got it. But I have like my little intro page. If you have me on TikTok, then you already would have seen this. And then I just did one little entry for the front cover. I just love how little it is, more than anything else. I love it, especially because I write so tiny when I write in cursive. And typically, if I'm putting something on social media, I write in cursive and tiny, so it's harder for people to see. Because the way people on TikTok will literally get on one of my videos and like psychoanalyze what I write. Like sometimes I'll just write lyrics to a song and then I'll get a comment and it'll be like, "Oh, you should be nicer to yourself." And I'm like, what are they talking about? Be nicer to who? What did I say? And then I go back and it's actually just song. Well, honestly, I got a phone call. So people honestly get super duper into like reading what I'm doing. So I really like to write really tiny and move on. But when I write tiny in my A5, I almost always get tired of writing. I don't want to write. I don't want to like talk about my feelings for like the 40 minutes it's going to take me to write out of the whole A5. So really glad I got that. And I was going to show you guys a couple things I got for my birthday as a little sneak peek. Even though it's going to be in my vlog, you get a little sneak peek if you watch this live. Look at this mug. Isn't it so adorable? Okay, maybe not adorable, but like everyone who knows me knows Nightmare Before Christmas and Beetlejuice are my 2 all-time favorite movies. And I got this from Marshall's, and it says Oogie Boogie in the back. Best character. I love him. I'm trying to go back to the comments so I can see them because StreamYard is not working. But I love this. And then I got this cute little thing. Look how cute it is. It's a little teapot. Now, I've gone a little crazy on the teapots. I have another one that I don't even use. But that one is mainly because there's like a smell in it and I can't get it out. So this one is really nice. Got the way my whole family wants to blow up my phone right now. What is going on? I thought I had it on Do Not Disturb, but apparently not. We're doing it now. Okay. Anyway. Sorry to my sisters and my mom, but y'all can give me a second. So anyway, this is so cute. I could not pass it up. It was the last one left. So I was like, you know what? It's my birthday and I'm going to get it for myself. I also have a little mini book haul because I don't really do much. Oh, why is there dust on it already? I don't really do many book hauls anymore. Isn't it so cute, girl? Like, it's so adorable. I'm obsessed with it. But I went to this Black-owned secondary bookstore here in Houston. Again, it's not really in Houston, it's like Katy-ish. But I got a bunch of books. I got, I think, maybe 5 or 6. So the first one I got was the one I was wiping because why does dust just get everywhere? This is the complete poems of Ernest Hemingway. I just like how it looks. And it was like $3. So that's amazing. Then I got The Legend of the Sleepy Hollow. Just because I've never read it and it's one of my favorite movies. So got that. Brittany from Melanin Eclectic, who's in the chat right now, she's been begging me to read this series because we both love Disney so much. And this is A Whole New World, and this is the obviously Aladdin one. I actually have no idea what Aladdin's is about. I've been really pressed to read Tiana's, but that's that one. I got another version of Dracula. I didn't probably need another one, but I love having multiple ones, and I actually can't find my original Dracula, so we got that one. I can never say this right. Sophocles, I don't know. Antigone is literally one of my favorite plays, and this one is Oedipus the King. So I got this one, and please look at this version of Treasure Island. This is so cute. I could not pass this up. I wanted it so bad. I probably did not need it, but like, look at the inside. It's just so pretty. And it was only $6. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. It's my birthday, and all this stuff came up to, I want to say $20. Listen, and her little shop is called the Book Warehouse. It's so cute. She is so sweet, and if you are in the Houston area, you should definitely go because she has so many books. There are books everywhere. It's in a little mini warehouse, and I say mini because when I think of warehouse, I think of huge, but it's in a decent sized warehouse, and she has books. She has all types of books. She has mass market paperbacks, romance. She has classics. She has new books. She has college books. It was so many things. Like, I almost went completely crazy doing it. Okay, let me get a little drink break. Honestly, I'm so used to doing lives with two other people, and when we're doing it with two other people, it kind of sometimes feels like there's not enough time for all of us to talk. But now it's just me. I'm just like, wow, this is actually kind of hard to keep on talking and not like bounce off each other's ideas, but it is what it is. I had something else I wanted to show you guys, and I don't remember what it is. Either that or I didn't bring it over here, and oh, I did. It's all the way over here. That's why. Downside to changing around my desk, because if you've been around for a while, you know my desk was like three-tiered at one point. Now it's just like, oh my god, I just dropped it. Sheesh, that was nostalgia. Okay. Isn't it hard to just talk by yourself? It is so hard. Like, I'm sitting here like, I'm used to like having two other people to bounce ideas off of, you and 𝚗𝚘𝚘, and now it's just me, and I'm just like, I'm kind of boring. Like, so anyway, I wanted to update you guys on all my journals, but I just dropped my dang stology. So anyway, this is my pocket Moleskine. I don't know how to say that. Okay, whatever the way it's correct. This is my pocket one. I started it last year on my birthday, and I told myself I was gonna complete this before my next birthday. Obviously, that did not happen, but I've been writing in it a lot more. The downside, I think, to this is the fact that it's a hardcover, and I did not mean to buy a hardcover. I thought it was soft, and it's not. So it's getting too chunky, and I'm a little afraid that it's going to just fall apart. But I've been kind of doing it a little bit better, but I don't know. I think this one is one of those I'm just probably not going to finish for a while because the Moleskine, that was like my A5 that I put on TikTok last year around this time and kind of blew up. It took me over a year to finish that one. So I'm thinking it might take me a long time to finish this one too. I don't know why, but I just don't go to it. Like, it does not in my brain tell me to go to. It's the same thing with my stology that I just freaking dropped. Hopefully it didn't like rip or something, but my stology has maybe 10% of it done. And this is why I put myself on a buying ban in the beginning of the year now. From January to July, I am not allowed to buy stationery. Technically, I broke it this year because I did buy a couple of things in maybe April, I'd say. But I'm going to give myself grace because I ran out of stuff. Okay, I ran out of glue sticks, and I needed glue sticks, and I ran out of a couple of like star stickers. So I bought my star stickers, even though I kind of hated them, and I put them in my stationery I regret buying video that I did yesterday, day before last. So I'm not gonna count when I desperately needed something. Okay, maybe not desperately, but when I needed something, and I went and got it. So kind of broke it, and I did buy these highlighters I think in June, so that broke it too. But I don't know, the mild liners, I feel like sometimes they can bleed through, so I needed something that was not going to screw up my books because I would have a heart attack, and I love to annotate books. Maybe that's the English major in me, but I love to annotate books. But I think that's it for my journal updates, because other than that, I think I said in my stationery I regret buying that I probably won't repurchase the Year Sunshines. Well, I'm gonna repurchase them, but I'm not gonna repurchase them as like scrapbook journals or junk journals because y'all know when I do them, my journals end up being really, really thick. But I've been so scared to do anything because the binding on these aren't that great. But I mean, they're $6 journals, so I don't know what I expect. But I'm considering more so than using these for like junk journaling or any type of scrapbooking. I'll probably just go back to using that as like a basic journal. I still like them and they're a nice price for the quality you're getting. But I don't know. I think I'm going to stop buying hardcover notebooks when I'm scrapbooking and stuff because I just feel like they constantly fall apart and the binding breaks, or I end up like leaving out maybe 20 pages at the end, like I did with my last one, which is something someone on TikTok pointed out. Someone was just like, when I did a flip through of my last pink one, they were just like made a comment about how there was like 20 pages at the bottom. And I was like, yeah, because if you finish a journal, especially like scrapbooking or a junk journal, those last 20 pages, listen, sometimes you just physically cannot finish it at all. But then again, Tumblr, Twitter's, oh my God, TikTok is kind of a hellscape, and people have just been going crazy in my comments recently, especially like when it comes to, I guess, like gatekeeping things in like the journal and planner community, which is so weird to me because I constantly get comments on TikTok in particular about like, what's the point of this? Why are you doing this? Like, this seems like, no, someone told me in my comment section 2 weeks ago that this was like a really privileged hobby and I must be rich. And I was like, do I have to be rich to buy like dollars store stickers? Like, I don't think so, but like, I don't know. I think it's just because it's TikTok and you're reaching, I think, a broader audience a little bit easier than you do on YouTube and a little bit easier than you probably do on Instagram. Though Instagram is kind of getting to that TikTok level too, the where if it hits the wrong people, then it is the wrong people. Because I posted the other day a joke about Lori and Joe from Little Women, and some people did not think it was funny. It was just a joke about how people like obsessively ship them together. And I just am like, how did you watch any of the movies, read the books, and ship them? Like, she did not love that man. And May kind of jumped down my throat. So I was just like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But people gatekeep really hard on TikTok. And the amount of people I get to just comment under my post and be like, this isn't journaling, this is scrapbooking. And I'm like, is it scrapbooking if I'm not like memorializing anything though? Like, for instance, let me find a page. I wouldn't consider me just decorating a page and then writing scrapbooking, because what am I scrapbooking? I mean, there's a picture of me as a kid here to like take up space. Like I told y'all earlier, there's a lot of space for me to write. So I tend to not always write completely. I was like, but I'm not memory keeping. Like, I mean, are we considering all journals memory keeping now? Like, is that how that goes? I don't get it. Now, for things that are like, obviously like memory keeping, like for instance, I did a journal swap with my friend Adriana. Like, sure, that is memory keeping. I have a picture of us because here, I have a picture of us because we met and everything. But I would not consider like this a scrapbook. But I mean, I get also why people say it's not a junk journal, because junk journals are typically like made, like people make junk journals themselves. But Lord have mercy, I was like, this is just a hashtag. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but people get very serious about terminology on social media, and I'm just like, okay, fine. If I call it crafting, will you be happier? But it enrages people on TikTok. Like, enrages them. I'm just sitting there like, sweetie, please turn your attention to voting and the ozone, not me and this paper product. Like, it's too much. But I guess that's kind of a downside to being on social media and then like getting any type of followers, because I have, I think, 17,000 now on TikTok, and the amount of people that find my videos and are just angry about it, I'm like, how are you angry about a journal video? Like, make it make sense. I get that, people within the community can sometimes like be gatekeepy and, well, I don't want to say gatekeepy. Sometimes they just, are just saying like, oh, this is actually called this or this is actually that. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm just like, does it matter? Like, it's not the same thing as, for instance, I wouldn't sit here and be like, this is my daily journal. That is ridiculous. This is not a daily journal. I don't daily journal on this most of the time. But, I mean, me calling it a junk journal, me calling it a scrapbook, it's a binded piece of paper. Who cares? But apparently, a lot of people care. A lot. I actually saw this video the other day of this girl talking about how, like, the girls on social media and how that's not actually junk journaling and all this other stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, we are never going to be rid of this topic. Like, please, like, it is not that big of a deal. Like, and if it is to you, you can absolutely tell people what it actually is and clarify. But then, like, shitting on other people and what they're doing is just unnecessary. Like, can we all just have fun on that cute little TikTok app? Like, literally nobody is taking this that seriously but you. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm not taking it that seriously. I'm having fun. I'm posting TikToks, and that is it. That is my gatekeeper rant of the day, because the amount of comments I get about it is kind of insane. But whatever. Anyway, moving on to my planner update, because that's the only thing I haven't updated yet. I told you guys maybe last month that I had gone back to my Hobonichi and I'd been using that for my daily journal. My daily planning. Y'all, planner hopping is not a good thing when you're broke. So I did not planner hop. But I stopped using it again. I'm not gonna lie. I just have not been doing it. And what I've been doing instead has been helping me a lot recently. When I did my Temu partnership with them last month, I got this little pad and it has such cute things on it. It has like a daily schedule plan, has a meal plan, a little water log, my to-do list, top priorities that I'm thankful for. And doing it every day has been so nice. I'm not gonna lie. I got like 3 of these and I actually do them every morning. And I think making to-do lists is a little bit easier for me than sitting there and like planning out, because I have the Hobonichi that's on Amazon and that's a weekly one. And I've gotten to the point where I've realized that I cannot plan a week. I don't think my brain can function like that. Whenever I try to do a full week, my brain is just like, girl, you're not going to do half of this stuff. Like my calendar right here, it'll tell me like on Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, you post 2 TikToks, okay? And then Mondays and Saturdays are film days. And then Instagram posts are for Wednesdays and Fridays, and you post on Wednesdays. Now, y'all follow me on YouTube. How often do y'all get Wednesday videos? I cannot do it. So the weekly, I don't even know where it is at this point. I think it might be in my Blippo backpack. I said Blippy. That's what happens when there's children around you. I have not been using it. I don't think I've used it since July, and I have just given up on weeks, period. And I think I kind of like jumped on a bandwagon for the weeklies because everyone swears by the weekly and everyone loves it. And I sat here and I tried all year. We are in September and I was not able to do it. Just could not do it. So I just gave up and I told myself I was going to do my Hobonichi, which is my A6 daily. And I did not do that either. And I'm realizing that I don't think I can plan with structure. Does that make sense? Like I can plan my day that day. I can give myself like, oh, like on my calendar, okay, it's Wednesday. You should post today. But then Wednesday comes and I haven't even edited a video. So it's not easy to do. And I'm just going to give myself grace and tell myself, you know what? When I do want to plan, like when I want to plan a full week, I'm just going to use my YouTube journal. I have too many journals. This one I use to plan videos, TikToks, all types of things. Oh, wait. And I really like this one because I just got it from, I think, TJ Maxx. Yep, it was $6 at TJ Maxx. And I just use this, periodically whenever I have ideas or when I want to schedule my social media, because I have learned that me and scheduling for the week, I end up psyching myself out. I end up putting too much pressure on myself, and it is not a good look. I just get to the point where I'm like in bed and I'm like, you know what? Let me just play Dreamlight Valley. Let me just calm down and not do anything I said I was going to do. So having the little to-do list instead has been really helpful, and that's what I've been doing. I have not picked up a planner. I have used my everyday carry a little bit here and there just to kind of like jot some ideas down. Other than that, that is it. My Hobonichi has been getting a little bit of love, but I don't think it's like planning love. It's more so like, why don't you just use it as like a little mini diary at this point? Which I was kind of doing. If you guys watch some of my planner update videos from last year, I was kind of doing it. I would do like a journal entry like here, and then my plan would be up here. Obviously, I don't know my left from my right. And then I would, I don't know, do something else here. And that is what I would do every day. So I would do like a little list up here, little journal entry, and move on. And then I'd like decorate it and stuff. But instead, now I've just been kind of using it as a daily journal, period. And I was considering actually taking out of this cover and using this cover from my Midori, just because I'm terrified of this one getting messed up, because it's so cute and I love it so much. I don't want it to get messy, but that one would leave the house. My Hobonichi does not leave the house, so I'm considering changing them out. Just the covers though. Jax, are you okay? My dog is making the weirdest noise right now, and I don't know what is her problem. Jax. This happens when you have a senior dog. So I've been kind of juggling the idea of just sticking to what I know and doing, the daily pages, and that's it. Daily pages, daily journaling, and that's it. And when I do want to plan the week, I will just like list what I want done for the week. I will give myself a very small idea of what I want to do. So if on Tuesdays and Thursdays I want to post 3 TikToks a day, I already have them planned out. I already have everything listed on my calendar, and in my YouTube journal. I will put down everything I want to do, every idea I have, and then I'll like move on. If it's not that, then I just won't do it, because I don't know, maybe it's a form of ADHD, but my brain just cannot function. And the more I try to structure myself, the more exhausted I get from planning. So I've just been cutting it. I actually technically have 2 planners this year, and I know Brittany's rolling her eyes because she's listening to this and being like, I told that bitch, do not buy 2 planners. In my defense, 1 planner was for social media and 1 planner was personal. But like I said earlier in this live, I don't have a life. So what personally was I planning exactly? I am home 24/7. So what was I planning? But I have like one of those planners you can get from TJ Maxx, and then I have the Hobonichi, which is wherever it is, and none of them worked. So at this point, I'm just going to tell myself we're not buying any planners. We're not. I say, watch me eat crow, and then y'all get like 2025 planner lineup by like November or something. But for now, I'm saying I'm not doing that. We're not doing any planners. Well, we're doing planners, but I'm not buying one. I'm not buying a Hobonichi. I'm not buying a Midori. I'm not buying a Muji. We're not buying anything. And if I do, don't say nothing. Like, you're not allowed to say anything about me doing it if I end up doing it. But for right now, I think I'm good on not buying a planner. Even though I kind of want the Midori Daily. Have you guys seen that one? I love it. And it has like its own little list and everything. And I just think it'd be perfect because that's kind of what I want. But who knows? Who knows? Hey, Vina. Wow, you're so alive. I know. I'm surprised I did this. And the hair is looking good. Oh, thank you. It's all shrunk up because of this Texas heat, girl. Like, but yeah, this is hard to do it by myself. I'm so used to having 2 other people. And this is how you know that
I'm not like the worker bee in BPC because I had to 2 hours earlier than this recording, than this live. I had to get on StreamYard, figure out how to work StreamYard, and it was a lot. So I need to start picking up and pulling some weight in BPC because I don't even know our login to StreamYard. This is my login, and it's only because I just log into Google. You are the BPC secretary. I feel like I am when we have like our little meetings for like the quarters and stuff, but that's just like I like write down what we did in our little meetings. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know because I don't have the logins. I like every like 2 months I have to be like, what is the login to our Instagram? What's the login to our YouTube? What's the login to our Google? I wish I was a better secretary. Note to self: do not apply for that type of job. But Vina, I haven't done a live in like a month or two. Honestly, this is hard. I'm gonna have to start planning them out. This was kind of sporadic because I had been wanting to do it and everything, but I just haven't had time to sit down and do it. There's always like 80 people in my house making noise and children. So when I finally got a day where my brother's gone, I'm not babysitting, I was just like, you know what, screw it. We're just gonna shoot the shits and see if this works. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Had a few technical difficulties. So if you watch the playback, I'm sorry, but apparently people only want to call me and the internet only wants to go out when I'm doing something. So, you know, it is what it is. Did I miss any comments? No. And it's hard because I'm on my phone right now. So I'm like looking awkwardly at my laptop. There are comments on the side of my phone, but it looks weird. And I'm too slow for this. Like way too slow. And matter of fact, I kept on saying that I wasn't a structured person, and I'm not. I'm very chaotic. And I've been listening to this audiobook called I'm using my phone. It's called like The Perfectionist Guide, or what is it? Perfectionist. Let me see. See if I can find it. It's like The Perfectionist Guide of Losing Control or something like that. And I've been reading it or listening to it on Cloud Library. And there's like 5 different versions of a perfectionist you can be. And one of them is a Parisian perfectionist. And I was like, oh, that's me. I'm a Parisian perfectionist. And then she gets to like the, what is it called? Oh my God. I'm an English major. What the fudge? The procrastinator. And I did that one. And I was like, wait, that's kind of me. And then she got to like the messy perfectionist, and I was like, oh no, that's me. And I've gotten to the point where I was just like, oh my God, are all these except like a type A perfectionist is me. Like I'm not a typical perfectionist. Like I'm not like smug about being a perfectionist or anything. I hate it so much. But it's like I'm a Parisian perfectionist because I care too much about perception. And then I'm a procrastinator, oh my God, procrastinator, perfectionist because, ask Brittany, it took me 2 months to do this one live. It could have been a 10-minute live if I wanted to be. And then I'm a messy one because my ideas are all over the place, y'all. Like, ask anybody in BPC. I say that there's like more than 3 people in it, but ask anybody. I'll be in the chat and I'll be like, oh, I want to try this. Oh, I want to try this. Oh, I want to do that. Oh, I want to do that. Oh, I'm going to do this. Or I'm going to do that. And then it's just like, okay, but what about the 9 other things that you said you were going to do? So I'm that. And it's been super interesting to listen to this book because I was like, that's not good. That's not good. I think I'm all the perfectionist. I could see that. But honestly, I don't think, after listening to the book, I'm not done with it. But I don't think you're a Parisian perfectionist. Like I can't see you being that one too much, but I could see you being like a standard perfectionist, the procrastinator, but I think the procrastinator gets bad rep, because sometimes you can just be super overwhelmed, and then you get to the point where you're just like, okay, I'm crashing. Like, for the last 3 months, I have been trying to reopen my studio shop. And because I've been doing studio shop, why can't I speak? Sticker shop. And because I've been doing these like little journal swaps on TikTok, I've been sending some of my like TikTok friends my stickers. And then the comments will be like, oh my God, I didn't know troy-nicole had a shop. And they'd be like, yeah, force her to reopen it. And I'm just like, don't force me to do anything, because my poor Cricut is over there collecting dust. Like, I don't even remember the last time I turned it on. So, but it's not like I don't want to, but like I said, I'll have like 80 ideas and then like none of them come to fruition. I'm actually kind of proud of myself that I did this live, because I have been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off for months. You should reopen it and get that coin. I keep on thinking about it, and I want to reopen it, and I have like, technically I've designed stickers, but the only people who have seen it are literally the BPC group chat. So I keep telling myself I'm going to reopen it, but it's just so much that I have to do to reopen it. And I had like a system, like I said earlier, the structure and me do not coexist. I had a whole system of what I was going to do for like a full week to like get reopened by October. It's September, and I did none of it. So I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe in the new year. Who knows? My shop has been closed for almost 3 years. So it ain't looking good. It's not looking good. I'm not going to lie. So I don't really know. I have a lot of different like sticker ideas and sticker sheets that I've drawn in the last 2 years. Some I like, some I don't like, but I don't know. Plus, winter is coming and people love stationery for the new year. That's true. Listen, when holidays of any time comes, stationery shops get a lot of play, especially if you have like themed stationery. Even though mine are kind of all over the place, that's something I do want to kind of narrow down, is that, why do I sound like I just woke up? That's something I want to do. I want to sit down and kind of rebrand, because I don't hate what I put out before, but I was putting out that Parisian perfectionist part of my brain, put out a lot of stuff that other people wanted. Like when people would say, oh, can you design something like this? Can you design something like that? Instead of thinking like, do you actually want to design this? I just went ahead and did it. And I didn't love it. And it didn't match like my personality at all, because I'm not like a cutesy, type person. Like there's horror stuff all over my desk, So I don't know. One day I'm going to just sit down and I'm going to force myself to kind of think about what I want to do and how I'm going to go about it. But for right now, I don't know about that. I still sound like I just woke up, mind you. And I have no idea why. Oh, I hate that this is right here. Like y'all see, I'm a product junkie, but like recently I've only been a product junkie for like skincare. And I'm proud to say that most of this stuff is not hair products, which is why my hair is frizzy as hell. But it is what it is. But it looks hideous. It looks like I don't clean up. I don't like that. But my computer cut off in the middle of a live, so I could not fix this on my phone, and that's annoying. I'm a product junkie too, but also not for hair products. Yeah, I used to be a really big one back in college. My dad used to joke, and he'd like, if we'd run out of shampoo or something, he'd be like, oh, just go to Troy's room, she owns CVS. And my siblings would come up there and just take shampoo. It's been skincare and makeup making me happy lately. I agree. I need to stay out of Marshalls and TJ Maxx, but I have to go make a return. The skincare and stuff in TJ Maxx is next level. TJ Maxx and Marshalls, next level. They have the best stuff there. And I need to stay out there too, because I will buy every mug in the century at Marshalls and TJ Maxx. I have too many mugs all around my room. And honestly, a lot of them are fairly similar. Like I have maybe 3 Nightmare Before Christmas mugs. I have 2 different pumpkin mugs by the same design. I have 2 black cat mugs. Who needs 2 black cat mugs? Why do I need 2? I have a black Santa cup. Why do I need all that stuff? They had a sale the other day and I bought a lot of stuff. Girl, listen, I went with my mom and my brother the day after my birthday, and the lines in Marshalls should be enough of a reason for me not to want to sit in there. But girl, I found some cowgirl boots that were to die for. I could not pass up. The Texan in me said you needed them, so I bought the $40 boots. I walked straight past the mug section now. I got a really nice Keurig for free, so I'm now spending on K-Pods. I feel that I have my Keurig too, but I bought the little attachment you can put in, so you can put ground coffee in, because K-Pods, child, K-Pods are expensive. I cannot do it. So, but I do really love Mott's apple cider K-Pods. Oh, I drink those almost every night. There's another brand I really like on Amazon I can't think of right now, but it gives me like the fallish vibes that I've been needing and I love to death. But anyway, I was supposed to talk about what I was reading, even though I'm in like a kind of a reading slump right now, because I made the mistake of rereading The Summer I Turned Pretty, and it got me out of a reading slump slightly, because I was already in one, but then Belly and her brain exhausted me. So I was reading like short stories. Like I finished The Death of Ivan Ilyich by Leo Tolstoy. Yeah, Leo Tolstoy. And that is probably one of my favorite short stories ever. It's so creepy and sad and I love it. But I read that and I'm currently listening to White Knight. I cannot say the name of the author of that one. Not even gonna try. It's a Russian author, but I've been really enjoying that one too. I'm going to start the Almost There book for Tiana and what is the whole thing called when they for Disney, like the books about like changing up the stories of the Disney characters. I'm gonna start Almost There because that's kind of the only one I super care about reading. After I finish it, I'll Twisted Tales. Thank you. After I finish it, I will consider the other ones because I just bought A Whole New World. But Tiana's is the one I care about most. Other than that, Brittany, don't say anything. I DNF'd the partner plot. I probably shouldn't have DNF'd it because I was kind of far in and I had just gotten to them getting together or getting back together. And I was just like, no, I can't. So I DNF'd. I'm not shocked. LOL, you probably need to go back to it. Yeah, honestly, it was kind of hard for me to finish The Neighbor Favor because it got so slow to a point and kind of repetitive, but I really enjoyed The Neighbor Favor. And my dumb self didn't realize the partner plot was a part of The Neighbor Favor because I didn't love Lily's sisters in The Neighbor Favor. And so when I was reading it, I was like, why does this sound familiar? Then they said Lily and Nick, and I was like, oh, this is her sister. That kind of annoyed me. But I think the only reason I finished Neighbor Favorite was because it was so bookish in itself. And then like I like Violet. She's chaotic as hell. But I wasn't feeling it. I'm not really a fan of Christina Forrest adult romances. Yeah, me either. I'm realizing it's not for me. Yeah, Forrest writes cute stories, but she is long-winded as fuck. They're not as good as her YA ones. They're okay if you meet your romance, but not amazing. And you know what? I think a part of it has to do with the fact that a lot of her adult stories kind of read like YA. Like, I could imagine the stories she was telling being young adult if they weren't like in their late 20s. I didn't even know she wrote YA. Yeah, she wrote that really popular one. What's it called? I can see the cover in my brain, but I can't think of the name of it right now. But there was one really, really popular on I Want to Be Where You Are. That's the one I was thinking of. That one was really, really popular in like 2018, 2019, and people loved it. Yes, they read like slightly older versions of YA. Yeah, and I feel like they probably do. Ooh, what did I just do? I feel like they do really well as like maybe new adult books, like age them down a little bit, put them in college, and then I probably wouldn't mind. But I just feel like a lot of the things that happened, I was just like, you're like in your late 20s. On some of y'all are in your 30s and you have a daughter. Why are you doing this? So it's just, I just DNF'd it. I don't know if I'll ever come back to it. I also DNF'd one set in Houston. They'd be too old to be moving like that. That's exactly what it is. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. What? There was one based in Houston. I did not realize it was based in Houston, and it was my dumbass fault for not paying attention. But I can't, and it was a Black romance, but I can't think what it is. That see why I don't read. The Kiss Countdown. That is exactly what it is. I DNF'd it. I did not get past chapter 5. I felt so bad. But two things. First thing, I don't like books in Houston. I can't focus. It's so weird. I can't do it. Like, first of all, like when she's talking about things in Houston, I'm like in my brain, I'm just like, oh wait, I know where this is. I know where this is. Or it's just weird to me. Like I'm just like, no. I want to read about somewhere I don't know, not here. And then I found the main guy so boring. I was just like, okay, I get he's like an astronaut, and I get that he's hot, but homeboy don't got no type of personality. Cause you can also point out where stuff goes wrong. Yeah, yeah, and I think she put like a coffee shop that's actually in like McAllen in Houston, and I was like, what is this? This is not in Houston. So it was kind of hard for me to get into, and I almost always ignore books that are set in Houston. Texas is fine if it's somewhere else in Texas, just not Houston. I can't do it. But I wasn't feeling the love interest. Maybe he got better and more fun, but it's the way I saw some folks talking about that book and say they didn't know NASA actually sent people to space. Oh, there is no hope for our future at all if this is who's reading books. But I didn't love it. And then people kept on saying it was super spicy, and I was like skipping around, and I was just like, you guys are kind of soft. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. This is not spicy at all. So I DNF'd them both, and I felt very bad about it, but I'm realizing that I'm not into like contemporary type romances. Anytime people say super spicy, I'm so confused. Super spicy, no. And I actually like the book. Yeah, I wasn't getting super spicy from it. I think that's what happens to me in a lot of books. Like people hype books up, and then I read it and I'm just like, oh, the book is fine. Like I don't think it's amazing. Folks be saying the book is spicy because the P word was mentioned one time. Yeah, or he'll be like, get down on your knees. And I'm just like, okay, that's kind of mild though. Like, what else would you do if you're about to... I'm trying so hard not to say something that's going to get me not monetized on YouTube. But y'all know. I think I remember a lot of these folks from Book Talk are new to reading. Yeah, everything is spicy to them. Yeah, that's true. Because I'm just like, let me go to some of these YouTubers who have like 500 subscribers who are recommending actual spicy books. But also, I'm not big on spicy books regardless. But like I've said before, and I think I've said this on our last live with BPC, I'm not a romance reader. I'm not. Like, I wouldn't consider myself a romance reader. I like romance for the most part, but it's not the first thing I go pick up. I'm very much into literary fiction and fantasy. Other than that, everything kind of gets pushed to the back burner. Everything else. But, excuse me. Ugh. Maybe I am getting sick. I keep sounding weird and coughing. Ugh. But, so I wish this was a rom-com romance person, LOL, since they refuse to put it on TV for me. I get that. Yeah, there's a lot of books that I feel like aren't that great as books, but I'm like, this would be a really, really, really good um uh rom-com. And I stand by that. Like, I think The Neighbor Favor would be an adorable, adorable rom-com. So, but honestly, I want to kind of get in the fall season. Oh wait, no, I DNF'd another book. It's one of them cozy books. I DNF'd Pumpkin Spice? I almost said latte. Cafe? It's also ragweed season. I've been struggling for 3 weeks with allergies. That's probably what it is, because I know my brother has been coughing up a storm recently all night, so that probably is why I feel and sound like this. But yeah, I DNF'd the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I think that's what it is. I didn't get very far in that one at all. Not gonna lie. I got like maybe into chapter 2, and I was like, no. I get that people were saying it's like Gilmore Girls ish, and I get that feel from it, but no. I'm also getting sick of bookish MCs. They stay bringing online convos offline, and it's weird. Oh my gosh, I wish the main characters would have any other type of personality outside of being extremely bookish. It's so overdone, and I'm just like, okay, listen, reading isn't like something weird. Like, it's not something super, like, I don't know, it's not different. Like, you're not different for reading a book. Like, I majored in English. It's not that big of a deal. But the MCs is like all encompassing. They'll be super bookish, super shy. They have no play at all. And I'm just like, you can't just be bookish and not seem like you're a 14-year-old in a 30-year-old's body. I don't get it. I didn't have to book where the MMC, who the celebrity, reads fanfic of himself. Oh, knowing some of them spicy ones are written by teens. I won't say that. Also, they make extremely bookish, antisocial LOL. And just like, what celeb would enjoy reading fanfics of themselves? I have no idea, because most celebrities are just like, ew, I don't want to read this. Like, I watched this one episode of Good Mythical Morning where the crew forced Rhett and Link to read fanfiction of them. But it wasn't just fanfiction of them. It was fanfiction with each other. And that, I was like, oh, I feel so bad for these two people, because this is, oh my god, the fanfics people were like coming up with, I was like, these men are probably old enough to be your dads. Like, oh my god, be for real. I can't. And they're like both raging heterosexuals and been married their whole lives. You know, the whole paragraph about how we shouldn't down fanfic because it's a genre written by talented young women. I mean, sure, but reading your own, like, that's like Harry Styles going to the theater to go watch After. Like, why would he do that? I don't get it. That's ill. And then, like, knowing that like 16-year-olds are writing your fanfics. Fanfic is not a genre, and real people fanfic is weird. People are not characters in your story. I actually agree with that. Like, when it comes to real people fan fiction, I think it just goes too far. Like, okay, you're gonna make a fanfic about Edward Cullen. Sure, fine, great, that's fine. But then you're writing a fanfic about Harry Styles, and it's just like, you're involving his whole family is when it gets to me. Like, it'll be like, I don't know, his mom Anne and his sister Gemma, and I'm just like, wow, this is kind of a violation of privacy a little bit. The writer belongs in the category with them authors writing oppression books. Oppression books. Honestly, there's so many weird books that have come out over the years that I'm not even surprised at this point. I'm trying to think what other book I've been rereading, and it's what you imagine they would be like, not what they actually are like. Yeah, that's the big part of it. Like, you're kind of giving these people whole personalities that you don't know if they have or not, and you're just kind of getting from like their stage presence and interviews. So, I mean, to each their own and everything. It's just, you know, when it comes to be like an after situation where it's like the fanfic is now like a big movie, I'm just like, ugh, like, what do you even say to that? I'm tired of Rilo fanfic being published as traditional books lately. Really? That's a thing? I'm about to hop back into the middle grade fantasy. LOL. I tend to be not as disappointed. I feel that. I feel that. The middle grade books are really good, and that's how you know middle grade books are being written for older people, because some of the middle grade fantasies they'd be a little difficult for me to understand. But I've been rereading recently. I've been rereading Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I reread the last book of Summer Turned Pretty, so I'm going to go back and read the first book again because I don't 100% remember it. Is there a fanfic? And I want them to stop. Yeah, my roommate is a vampire. It put me in a slump last year. Oh no. Other than that, I don't know. I feel like I'm such a rereader. And there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it stops me from actually completing a book. I have been on here for an hour and 10 minutes. You know what? I'm proud of myself. I did not think I would last an hour. Okay, but I think that means I am going to end it here so I don't go too far. Make sure I got all the comments. I think that was it. Oh, Hurricane Wars is a Rilo fanfic, and I want them to stop. Is it really? Honestly, being able to publish fan fiction is very interesting to me. But, you know, I can't, copyright's not my forte. So, good job. Thank you, friend. Thank you. I'll talk to you about it in. I got a whole degree in English literature and I can't talk. Anyway, thank you guys for chilling with me, talking with me. Vina, as always, you're literally one of the main people for me and BPC who are always chilling with us. So thank you so much, and commenting and everything. And I'm going to go because my dog has been making a lot of noise for like the past hour. So I'm sure she's hungry. So maybe I'll come back next week and do another one, probably more organized than today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.